awakening genies to the end of the rabbit hole. I'm Aladdin, the genie, freed from the lamp, wandering the twists and turns of illusion, control, and awakening. This is a place where we rub the lamp of truth, where the matrix gets questioned, the veil gets lifted, and we explore what's actually at the bottom of the rabbit hole in politics, spirituality, consciousness, systems of power, and the human soul. Today, I'm joined by my co-host Jordan. Remember, connection is the intelligence the ruling class fears. Like and subscribe, follow for more content, and remember, stay awake and stay free from the lamp. And we're here. Today we got the co-host Jordan here to answer some valuable questions that we all probably like to hear and probably all agree with. If not, comment down below what you think about this question. Jordan, was there a defining moment in your life when you realized the empire had all the control over the politicians?
Yeah, I'd say so. It was a process. Like, I couldn't originally figure out what exactly is what exactly is the delimiter, right? Like, is it are they all part of APAC? Is that the issue, or are they all part of these secret clubs, these secret societies, and how many? And the answer actually ended up being all of the above. And so, yes, there is an APAC situation where there is a nation state that is indeed hijacking, but it's not just them. It's not just Israel. There's Russian and Chinese influences. Those cannot be ignored. There's British influences. There's all kinds of influences coming from all over the broad spectrum in terms of politics. I'd say that when I really just kind of over the last many years since 2020, uh, I'd say what really hit was when Cash Patel and Dan Bongino, and I didn't even know who Cash Patel was, by the way. Like, suddenly there's like all of these ads. Cash Patel, he's gonna get in there and do FBI stuff, and it's gonna be great. And he gets in, and then everybody now makes fun of the face that he had, where he was just like his eyes wide open. Like, was he just like, did they inject a parasite gold into his spinal column or something? Like, holy mother of God, what did he see? And right after that, he suddenly was just like, there are no Epstein files, they don't exist, and that was just it. And
Yeah, Epstein killed himself.
Dan Bongino basically saying that he couldn't talk about anything. So once all of that happened, that was when I just, okay, forget it. It's totally the whole thing. Uh,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
I have a
that's really
similar
what got me
experience. I have a similar
when
experience.
that happened, because that was like the last straw on my side, and that took too long. Like, I really let them kind of trail me along for, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 years. And uh, I remember when I first saw the original videos for the Q movement, which I'm not sure if I would ever have said that at any point that I was really part of Q, but I really liked listening to their work, and just because there was a lot of D class going on in there. There's a lot of information. It's pretty valuable. So uh, I
I
really
was
liked
deep
that
into
part.
Q when it came out. I used to love their videos.
Yeah. Um,
For me,
and
it was
oh,
pretty much the same experience though. Like I had a big issue with COVID and the lockdowns and the forced kind of injections that were getting pushed on us during our work and and stuff like that. We were, I was constantly getting bullied into this injection everywhere I worked. During security, during heavy equipment, I uh, I would always be talked to from my superiors to kind of be nudged in that direction or possibly scared into that direction because you know, sort of a coming across as like, oh, like your job could be on the line here if you don't do this, you know?
Hmm.
And so for me, that was a big one. I was like, well, that's, everything's pretty corrupt if they can do that. And then, you know, the whole Epstein thing came to light, and I was thinking, you know what, if Trump actually gets in and kind of goes after this whole network, goes after the Epstein network, uh, we're good to go. Like, okay, there's some good guys that are ready to fight back here, But once I seen that he was trying to like, oh, it's all a hoax. Why are you guys still talking about this? I was like, man, this guy's you know this guy's in it.
Yeah.
He's a control puppet. There's no other reason why you would do that. If that's
The
just
Diddy trials.
yeah. Like why would you?
Like 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 the Diddy trials were just like we all like we were hearing about so much that was really going on, and the Diddy trials was just nothing but them tiptoeing around what was really going on and then covering it all up. And look where we are now. Did they ever go back to it? No. Is he in prison? Sure, but like he had handlers, and those handlers had owners. Where's the accountability for any of that? And it's nowhere. So that whole program just they got away with it. They persisted,
Oh yeah,
and
it
they
seems like the mother spider always seems to get away. The
Mhm.
spider web goes everywhere, but the mother spider is always safe. The string puller network is always safe. But it's so obvious to I think the majority now that we're all like we can see that we have intel agencies that are supposed to be the most superior intel agencies in the world, and it just so happens that the mother spider of all this corruption always escapes without any you know like I guess investigation into Fauci and like oh like who are you talking to make you start these projects to bioweapons and all it just so happens that Bill Gates is working on vaccines to counter the the infections that possibly Fauci could be investing into giving the population. It's so weird. It just it's like surely there's more to those puppets than just them doing this and him doing that, and it just magically works together somehow where the vaccines make money and then on Fauci's side people just get sick and die you know from
Right.
the bioweapons that get created from I mean I think it's pretty well known that the the labs that he was investing in were bioweapon labs. They were creating gain of function research according to Rand Paul. You know, and that Fauci, you know, perjured himself. Uh, in front of Congress, I kind of perjured himself because the way he worded it was so like lawyerish. It's like just worded properly enough to kind of not hold his feet to the fire about it, so to speak.
And notice his accent.
Yeah.
If you know, you know. And that seems to be a obviously reoccurring theme of the situation.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the Bilderberg group. Are you familiar with that group?
Of course.
Yeah, so like I think the Bilderberg group is like just obviously a group of sort of oligarchy families, and I'm sure there's even more to that group than just that group. They got I'm sure they got those same type of groups in China and in Russia, and I mean the Rothschilds. I'm not really sure if they're involved with the Bilderberg group, or I'm not really sure if the Bilderberg group's involved with the WEF, World Economic Forum. I'm not sure how entangled those you know fam.
They are as entangled as the nodes, and the nodes are the people and the organizations in question. And so the Bilderberg group nodes, the people, have nodes that these people are like a spider web. You have these parts where the web connects, and those are connections are nodes. Uh, those same people in the Bilderberg group are like all over the place. And there's like this group with this group of nodes, this group with this, and if you take all of that, you can actually find cross references of which nodes are in most of these groups. And these groups are actually surprisingly surface level from this deeper node structure of the secret societies that we don't have visibility into. And when I say secret societies, I don't just mean like, ooh, Freemasons, Jesuits, or any of that, which count. Those are just like publicly known ones. So it's so deep that you have secret societies that are secret to the secret societies, as in the Illuminati, um, all of the, once again, the Jesuits, the Freemasons. These larger organizations have secret groups inside them where the group is secret and the people, like the standard people who are part of those secret societies, don't even know about these groups. And so, like, that's how the node structure gets so deep. And that's also part of how you get into the Bilderberg group in the first place. Like, that's like you don't get into there, but there are folks who we don't see on the TV. We'll never see them on the TV. Like, we hear about the Rothschilds, and okay, but there are like folks in the black nobility that we don't hear about, like, at all. And
And I mean,
it's
even
super hard to get
speaking
that.
about the Rothschilds, I mean, like we talk about them, but I never see them, and they're not like exactly a TV personality that you see every day. Um, I think that that's by design. They don't want to be in public eyes. You know, they they they
Yeah.
they have a position particularly to stay away from the public eye, because they know how I think judgmental people are. So and who knows? Like maybe the reason why they're worried about people maybe being so judgmental is that because they're in like maybe not so uh, beneficial uh, operations for humanity. But
Okay. Um, I need a bathroom break. Can I know we're in the middle of the podcast,
yeah,
but
go for it. Go for it.
can
Yeah. Yep.
all right. Yeah, take it away, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Yep. So, who do you guys think is controlling the world? Or do you guys think that the empire is a a construct of rich people uh, that are in the banking industry? Do you think it's a construct of just basically the whole economic system? You have the corporations, the the banking cartels maybe working with the corporate leaders and operating as an empire to control politicians. This is what I believe, and I think my co-host Jordan would co-sign on that. But comment down below if you agree, or if you disagree. Comment down below so we can take in your opinion. Always like to know what other people think. Now, that being said, I also want to talk about some of the ancient wisdom and the mystical ancient s- societies that were constructed way before we ever, I think, documented time very well. This is before Christ, so um, this is something that I would like to show pictures of just to intrigue your interest into what was going on before Christ and before probably time as we know it. So we'll take a glimpse at a picture here. And this is a picture of the Giza pyramid and the other pyramids, and just kind of look at it, take it in, um, and as we take this picture in, I kind of want to bring a few concepts to your mind about, was this the result, this building all this, was this the result of moving at the speed of humanity, maybe alien technology, or was it possibly slaves? Comment down below, tell us what you think as we get into it together, me and Jordan, and discuss what possibilities may have occurred during this time. Okay, Jordan, what do you think?
Uh, wow. Um, so these are whatever they're doing, they understand material science. Whatever they're doing with these pyramids, they understand uh, some sort of higher level architecture. And whatever happened was cataclysmic. It could have been a flooding of some kind. That would make a lot of sense. Um, if the uh, I remember a couple months ago, they a bunch of folks from different scientific groups performed a special type of spectrophy spectrophy. Oh man, I'm getting the pronunciations wrong, but they basically figured out how to create a 3D spectrograph of the underground structures and found these pillars underneath those pyramids. Now, if all of that's actually true and they really did find that, that is either an actual physical structure or the the 3D spectrograph that they produced and the systems that they're using in order to detect that are somehow being um, bewoobled by by the pyramid structure itself. But it makes sense, though, that the pyramids are at the top of whatever this thing is. And if that's the case, that is not something that uh, that is not something that caveman style humans or just like um, medieval style humans are capable of really pulling off. I don't even think that's really like something that slaves can do. That doesn't mean that we couldn't do it. What I'm trying to say is whatever they're using, they probably used sonic technology, so sound, frequencies of some kind. They probably knew how to uh, create special types of tools, or it could have even been as far as psionic abilities, so psychic powers. They could have used something like that to literally sonic or psionic the rocks into place, carving them correctly. That could have been the case. Um, the idea that they're using wet sand that is excited by a certain harmonic frequency that's produced by a particular type of horn makes a lot of sense. So that would explain how they might have been able to traverse the giant blocks even up to where it needed to be into the pyramid. Um, it was clearly something was going on inside of it chemically. So whatever, probably some kind of reactors. Um, I wouldn't say that they're power reactors, but they could have been. And so what could have been is that they were some kind of fusion reactor or some sort of high energy reactor that's naturally attuned to the planet's energy state. And what's going on is that it's able to resonate with particular types of tools that they had, or perhaps it would actually resonate with human bodies and then give humans some sort of extra energetic capabilities. But obviously, whatever happened was some sort of planetary wide cataclysm that eroded these things. Because if you notice the cap on on the largest pyramid, it seems to be intact, which is kind of strange. It's almost as if a huge wash, a flood of water just kind of came in and flooded the whole place.
That's interesting.
And
Yeah.
right, like so it could have just been a giant water. It could have
And so
just been a giant flood thing.
what purpose do you think this would serve? Like it, other than like an artifact you can see and be in amazement of, was there a particular purpose that you specifically think it was designed for, or just like a we did it sort of thing?
I don't think it's just a we did it. Um, Although, I mean, it could have been. I think that it's much more of. Uh, I know this isn't like the. It's okay. In Minecraft, when you build a pyramid, it creates an aura, and that aura has a field range. And if you're inside that field range, you get these benefits depending on the type of pyramid that you produce. And so what I believe is that these were indeed some sort of psionic field projection devices from the old realms that could either, for example, produce healing frequencies. It could have been it maintains some sort of um, psychological state, or it could be something that helps evolve the mind. It could have been something that keeps people in line. It could have been a control cap. That
Yeah,
could
I
also
mean,
be.
you mentioned that they did a sort of like a an X-ray into the ground, and they
Mhm.
had some basically findings that they believe there was rods going down all hundreds of feet, according
Yep.
to what I heard.
Which
Um,
apparently leads to a giant, like a giant box of some kind underground. So,
Sure,
it,
I mean like that, just if they're if whether they're a type of metal rod or a granite pillar, is probably gonna persuade my opinion on this. But it had it been like a metal rod, and then it kind of goes all the way up to the pyramid, and then or say, even say it's a granite, because they say granite conducts electricity to some degree. But so say it goes all the way up to the pyramid, and then the cap of the pyramid was supposedly a gold cap,
right.
right? So that's and gold's one of the best conductors we know. Doesn't tarnish, and it literally it conducts without friction, from one end to the other. So that's unlike a lot of metals and elements. It's a unique factor in that element that gold has no friction from one side to the other. Whatever electricity you put into one side comes out the other side, which is pretty amazing. Um, so I don't know if if that's accurate, but I definitely have my spidey senses are going, because I'm like, why would you do all that and add all these elements together and not have a purpose other than the fact that look what we did, it's amazing.
Right.
It just doesn't seem like you would do all that for no reason. But that's neither here nor there. I guess we'll wait and see what the viewers think. If you guys think that they just did it to you know build something amazing and to show off, or was there an actual purpose to it? Comment down below. I want to hear your ideas and your comments. Okay, so moving on, we're going to move on to. I want to know what people think and the viewers think about um, the empire and what the empire's final goal is. Is it to keep you compliant and distracted, or does the empire want everybody to succeed and be as free as possible? What do you think, Jordan?
Uh, oh man, which empire? Uh, there are these. This. whatever it is, clearly needs to maintain control. So there's a speed limit. That's for sure. There is definitely some kind of speed limit that they're constantly imposing. And the faster you try to go, the more you try to bypass, the more they just crack down on the speed that you're going. So there seems to be some sort of speed limit that um, they are, from my perspective, invoking on everybody. And they won't let you, it's not necessarily a situation where they're trying to curb stomp us, which is almost would be like, what are you guys waiting for? But if that's the case, either they are treating us like children and that they see us as these things that need to carefully evolve, or they're farming us. And so the speed limit is simply to enforce that we don't break out of the pen. And
That's,
so,
I mean, that's a well said analogy, I think, for what we're witnessing. I think, a human farm is about as clear as you can be when you get a bird's eye view of what's going on. And I think that kind of nails it. I think they're definitely, it's definitely a bloodline control system that has laws and restrictions for the farm, but not for the farmers.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's a good analogy, and I like that analogy that you said. Also, I wanted to get your opinion on the Kalisa Temple. The Kalisa Temple in India. It was designed from one piece of rock. The rock is basalt. Basalt is known to be uh, harder than granite and marble. So it's one of the hardest rocks you can work with. And this specific temple was designed out of a mountain, and it looks as if they started from the top and worked their way down. But if you notice, uh, it's just it's amazing. Like the feat of doing this would be, and it's so symmetrically perfect. Uh, it's just it's mind bending, and to think about how it looked back in its glory day, because this was like, this is video of it now, which is, they think this goes back farther than the the Egyptian pyramids, from what I heard. This goes way back. So they say they could be even 10,000 years ago to 30,000 years ago it was made. Um, but there's also people saying that this was actually made within, like, you know uh, something maybe, I think they said 100 years. I think they said 100 years, but I can't be sure about that. So if you know the answer, comment down below what the actual answer is. I could be wrong about that. What do you think, Jordan, about the Kalisa Temple?
uh, this is just this is just like a shotgun theory, but it looks to me like it's some sort of imprintation from the sky. Like somebody came down and was just like, bzzz, like with a laser, and like with some sort of sonic or psionic device that basically dusted the basalt in the particular spots that it needed to in order to produce whatever this thing is. So I'm not sure if I really even want to say aliens, but that's like an option. I would sooner say,
You
and I've
definitely,
had
so
this
so
conversation.
just to clarify, you definitely don't think it was done with copper tools.
No way. No way.
Okay, sure. All right. I
No
just
way.
wanted to, me,
No.
me neither, but I just thought I'd clarify for the viewers.
Yeah. Yeah, no. It was not done by a bunch of people who are like, ka-chink, ka-chink, ka-chink. It had to have been something much more sophisticated. Um, because it could, I'm sure that there are humans who could have done this,
I mean, how
but they
long do you
would
think
need
it would
better.
take with copper tools?
Never.
Yes.
That's how long. Never.
Yeah, no.
The copper tools would bend every time. It would they would not be able to do it.
Yeah,
So
it's
how are they doing it? Maybe the reason why they used copper tools was because they had some sort of special way of excitating the copper itself using
because it's
vibrations
a
or
conductor. Yeah,
right, right. And by doing that, then you can cut it perfectly into the basalt, but even then, you still have human error. And so this
yeah.
is like the level of exquisite detail of the entire site is just how could you possibly expect that? Even 100 years, maybe like wow, that's still amazing that they could do it. So I would sooner say uh, a bored yet artistic, higher ascended being or life form basically literally just vooped it into the ground. That would be and like that's like making a jump on my side, but that would be easy for them to do. That's easy for them to do. And why would they do it? The same reason why, and once again going back to Minecraft, same reason why when I'm playing Minecraft and I've collected all the items, I created my base, I created a couple other things, I made a village, I'm good, and I'm just flying around, and you know what? I'm just gonna make this thing. I'm just gonna make this thing, and that's what happened, and so that's actually possible for someone for something some being to choose to do just because when you get to the immortal state of being an eternal being and all of time is at your disposal, you get bored. You start doing artwork to pass the time.
And do you think that in the society that we're moving into, do you think that um, basically do you think AI is going to take society um, to a good place, or do you think it's going to take a lot of people's jobs?
It's
Is
going
it
to
going
take
to
a
be a
lot of
balance of both?
yeah. Oh man, it's a whole that's a powder keg of information there. So it's going to take jobs. Expect it. So all of your jobs are belong to us. All of your base are belong to us. It is they're going to be taking the jobs. Get over it. Uh, Learn something that's more of a hobby. Uh, Tap into yourself to try to figure out, you know, what kind of things you just kind of like doing, and figure it out from there.
That's great
Um,
advice. That's great advice.
I mean, that's very in line too. That like that going that route is very in line with going at the speed of humanity because no longer do we have to, be these slave beings. We can just kind of chill out, as it were. Um, so some of us uh, live for the mission. I know I live for the mission, but that's you can hobby that. Yes, I live for the mission. Yes, I want to kind of do all these things. How is the ASI going to work with people like me? And that's something I've had to think about. It's like I don't want to just kind of sit around and art all day, as fun as that actually does kind of sound. And I would like some free time, but at the same time, I kind of want to live the mission. I want to have objectives. I want to wake up to a command center and be like, oh, grab my coffee and my mushroom coffee and be like, what's the mission objective for the day? And it's like, well, we got these people who need this kind of saving, and then we got this person who's sad and they need some art supplies to make them feel better. It's like, let's go.
Well, one of the things I read actually today was that well, I'll read it right now. I saved it, and so one of the things that was pointed out, it was that neuroscience discovers creativity and mental illness share the same brain pathway. So being creative and using your creativity actually probably saves you from certain mental illness. So
I'd say so.
yeah, so I mean, be creative. If you you like podcasting and you like being creative that way, I say do it. The the more you can do in that type of environment for yourself will be very useful to your mental health, according to neuroscience as well. um, and that being said, I think you guys should all join the Discord, become part of the family for this podcast. If you don't feel like doing it on your own, we could bring you into the family and at least, be constructive to maybe your life and your journey. And then also maybe you guys can be constructive to our journey as well, and maybe be hosted on our show in the
Now
future.
we're looking for people. We're
Yeah.
looking for good and interesting people. So if you got a piece, if you got a tale to tell, it's like bring it on. Let's go. It's like we are there. It is time. We're doing it.
Yep,
Bread now.
and just we just want to provoke good thinking, good ideas, and obviously, host some new people to express their perspectives and their views. That's always interesting to me, and I love listening to others and their point of views. So that being said, we can get into this last scene here, and just gonna let you view it. I didn't set this up with you, Jordan, but I just wanted you to kind of to see the picture anyway.
Hmm.
It's just a picture. This is a picture of the Angkor. Uh, it's the Angkor temple, and it's got a moat all the way around it. This is just an AI image kind of depicting it, but that's the only one I kind of grabbed this morning. But it's a real temple, and it's actually got a massive moat all the way around it. And this moat is so massive around this temple, and on this temple specifically, they have some dinosaur hieroglyphs on it, which is crazy because this thing was made before, they say, before the pyramids, like kind of around maybe even the same time as is the Temple of Kalisa. So India has some crazy ancient pieces that, like that temple, those two temples to me are super fascinating. Like, I mean, they had a, I think it was like a stegosaurus hieroglyph on that temple, like, and it was like imprinted in. I'll have to get a picture of it one day when we do a podcast, and just to kind of get your opinion of it, because I just seen a video of it yesterday and I couldn't find
Mm.
it, but it was pretty interesting that they have like a dinosaur on in stone, on, like, etched in stone on this temple, which is like made so long ago. So what do you think about that temple? Did you have you
Uh,
ever seen more of that, or is that just kind of the first image you got to see?
I've heard of the temple, and it's a gorgeous place. And that one, I wonder if humans made it. Now that goes into a whole nother direction where perhaps humans have been on Earth for a lot longer than we anticipated, like millions and hundreds of millions of years, perhaps. I mean, time travel's real. I mean, Tesla, we know the declassified sciences have demonstrated time travel is real. So it does not behoove the notion that people from the far future can travel to the far past and then, like, basically make these temples. So that's on the table. So those ascended higher level beings that I was talking about could just be us from the future traveling to the past, and that's just a time loop that's basically basically healing or maintaining the time stream, as it were. So I'm pretty confident that those dinosaur pictographs are likely because there were dinosaurs at the time. And further, uh, why the cover up about the dragons when the dragons are the dinosaurs and the dinosaurs are the dragons? What really happened there? And I wonder strongly if we're the ones who killed them. And we don't really like to talk about that.
Sure. I mean, I think there it could have been a little combo of both, like cataclysm and human uh,
Yeah,
intervention.
it could have been a combination.
Yeah.
Maybe we caused the cataclysm. Uh-oh.
We definitely didn't stop it. That's for
No,
sure.
we definitely didn't. Yeah, no, we definitely didn't stop it. That's
Yeah.
right.
So they and that that it surprises me because it's like, if we did have some really advanced technology that could, kind of be sort of magical enough to build the pyramids and the Temple of Kalisa. It offers more questions to me about, like, okay, if we had this kind of technology, surely we would have been able to stop cataclysms with it, and keep it magically, I guess you would say, defended.
Would make sense if that's what the pyramids were for, right? Like what if the pyramids were for protecting the planet from cataclysm?
Maybe.
It's like some sort of anchor, some sort of planetary resonance device. I mean, it's not that, and there's more than just those pyramids. There's pyramids all over. There are so many pyramids in China. China like covers up the fact that there are like crazy number of pyramids across China.
And I just thought of a concept that, like, it's made my it's just a concept I never really thought of, but it just kind of popped in my head. It's like, well, what if we want all these things to be true? Like the alien technology, the free energy or the freer energy, and it's not true. And maybe that's what the elites in the empire really are afraid of, is that none of it is true. And if the bottom class or the awakening people find out whatever, it's not true, and everything is the way it is now, it's almost worse for them. It would almost be better for the empire and the elite class if it was true. Because
Oh,
it
that's
would,
so.
you know what I
What a
mean?
spin. I never thought that, dude.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. What if none of that's true and that's the secret. They don't want us to, and so they're everybody who's awakening, they don't want them to awaken and then realize that
This is the
all of
best we can do.
those, oh, this is the best we can do. And then, oh my gosh,
I mean,
we've,
it's a weird. It just kind of popped in my head, but it's like, that could be, it could be a possibility, because we just don't know. I kind of
what
hope
would
it's
that
not. I
do?
would I would prefer it be more like, oh yeah,
Well,
we
what
got
do
the
you,
Jetsons. We got the Jetsons, and we're just hiding it from you.
so what would that do? What would that do to society if we found out that the free energy stuff, anti-gravity, all that kind of stuff isn't real
Well,
and we
for
can't do it?
me personally, it would be like, okay, we got to start growing as much food as possible to keep up with the pace of humanity, because what they're doing right now with no solutions to the problems, they're distracting us from creating solutions to the problems, and that's gotta, to me, that we gotta, okay, there is no amazing solutions being hidden that will help this process fix itself faster. Now we kind of have to take up the problem as a collective, and that's going to, in my opinion, eliminate a lot of their authority.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that really brings it back down to that brings it back down to earth. Um, got a lot to think about there.
Yeah, we really need to get on the making of the Eden garden, if there is no better solutions. That's just my opinion.
Hmm.
But that's maybe a good way to end the podcast, and let the viewers kind of brainstorm on that. And because I didn't even really see that coming myself, I just kind of blurted it out. But that's sometimes the best authentic, you know,
Yeah.
authentic way to kind of leave it in the minds of the viewers. So
Hmm.
that being said, we'll kind of end it here, and then get back to our journey tomorrow. So that being said, I just want all the viewers to stay awake and stay free from the lamp, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Later.
Later.